coming up, a review of the book Military History of India, written by Sir Jadunath Sarkar. Namaste friends, my name is Shil Subramanian Payamal and you are listening to the Histology podcast. Before I proceed, a full disclosure. This book was bought with my own money and not been provided to me by the publisher. Little bit about the author. Sir Jadunath Sarkar was a prominent Indian historian and a specialist on the Mughal dynasty. Sarkar was educated in English literature, worked as a teacher for some period of time but later shifted his focus to history research writing. He had vast knowledge of Persian language and all his books were written in English. Let me read a brief description of the book. Quote, the book covers the history of the military in the Indian subcontinent before the pre-colonial era. The text introduces the geographical aspects in setting up the militaristic approaches for campaigns in various battles and conquest of territories. The main part of this book deals with the history of foreign invasions in India. The author begins with the history of the Greek invasions in ancient India, which is the classical military conflict between Alexander and Porus. It also covers the strategical tactics adopted. However, the greater part of the book deals with the Islamic invasions in India, beginning with Muhammad Ghori's campaigns and the military stratagems adopted by the Sultans of Delhi. It covers the Mughal invasion with the first battle of Panipat in 1526 against Ibrahim Lodi and the successive battles by the Mughal successors. The final part deals with the war of succession by Shah Jahan's sons, warfare under the Nizams of Hyderabad and the military account under the Maratha rule. Unquote. This book is less of a traditional narrative and more of a posthumous masterclass in strategic analysis. Published in 1960, well after the death of the Bengali Gibbon, it remains a foundational text for anyone trying to understand why Indian empires rose, fell and frequently succumbed to foreign invaders. Sarkar's central argument is both blunt and brilliant. He posits that Indian military defeats were rarely due to a lack of individual courage or physical strength. Instead, they were systemic failures of technology, discipline and tactical evolution. He meticulously details how 1. Indian armies often relied on slow, massive infantry and elephant corps, which were easily outmaneuvered by the horse archery and light cavalry of Central Asian invaders. 2. The reliance by Indian armies on elephants, noting they were often more dangerous to their own side when they panicked under fire. 3. The lack of a unified national identity meant that the armies were often collections of feudal levies rather than a cohesive professional force. Sarkar doesn't just list dates, he dissects the geometry of the battlefield while analyzing key battles. The book provides deep dives into pivotal moments. 1. How Babur's use of field fortifications and gunpowder revolutionized Indian warfare during the first battle of Panipat in 1526. 2. The structural collapse of the Vijayanagara Empire military machine during the Battle of Talikota in 1565. 3. An analysis of how modernized disciplined forces under Wellesley overcame superior numbers during the Battle of Assaye in 1803. Unlike his multi-volume works on Aurangzeb or the fall of the Mughal Empire, this book is relatively slim and focused and is just under 170 pages. But don't let this hold you back, as this is a classic that punches above its page count in scholarly value. It showcases why Sir Jadunath Sarkar is regarded as one of India's foremost modern historians, precise, evidence-driven and insightful. Final verdict. This book is a sobering intellectual look at the how and why of history. It moves past the poetry of war to look at the cold mechanics of logistics and weaponry. It's essential for understanding the transition from medieval to modern warfare in the Indian subcontinent. Overall, Military History of India earns a strong recommendation as a foundational text. For anyone studying Indian military traditions or the interplay of geography, technology and empire building, this compact volume remains highly worthwhile. I give this book 4.25 out of 5. This book is currently available in hardcover, paperback and Kindle formats. It is yet to be made available in audible format. I have given the respective buy links in the show notes. Please check them out for the latest prices. Last but not the least, thank you for spending a valuable time listening to this book review. Really grateful. Please don't forget to subscribe to Histology Podcast on your favorite podcasting app and also feel free to leave a review. Also, please check histology.com for all previous episodes. Thanks and looking forward to hearing from you. Take care and bye.